See if there's a setting real quick inside of the actual my webinar. Let me see if I can edit this. Edit this webinar. Oh, actually, edit this webinar. Only this webinar. Video host off on. Video panelist on. Let me try something. Let me save. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No, that Will just typed he can't hear us. We can hear. Of course, it never goes easy as the way we want, right? So if I turn my video off, now we can't see anything. You're the host, correct? So you can't stop because the host has stopped it. Okay, you're the host. Now try starting the video. There's you.
There's me.
Yep.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, Will. We can sure hear you.
Now I'm trying to fix this video. Start video. Select the camera. You cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Yeah, Jason messed it all up. I don't know what he's doing over there.
Oh.
I see
Will, do you have a
Jason.
headset in? Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a second.
Yeah, we're going to diffuse these technical difficulties. Okay, enable HD.
All right, we might just have to do it with Jason's face and
In our voices.
yeah,
Man.
that's what I'm thinking. I just put a support ticket in. Maybe we can change it along the way, but what I would do is just keep Jason's beautiful face out there and
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, that works. That works for me.
all right. What is the webinar ID number? So let me just introduce. I'm gonna be talking with support while we get rolling on this. But I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us. And it's always my goal, and I know Jason's too, helping people. And after talking with Will, to help agents and to help people and entrepreneurs to see differently slightly and bring opportunities forth that you might not have thought about before. And Jason and I have been talking about this for quite some time, and brought Will into the mix and everything, and just really, after vetting it and talking about it, really enjoyed what he was talking about and saw a viable option for agents to kind of almost create a niche, if you would, for themselves and increase business. It's not as simple as you do it today, it's going to happen tomorrow, and we know that that's not the reality in anything. I've been doing real estate for a long time, founder of More GCI. I've authored a few books that are going to publish, a lot of different things. And I know Jason himself, very successful, sells a bunch of houses. He's I think, you got your coaching thing. You've authored a bunch of great books. Yeah, I think you even own like a convention center or something like that, don't you?
Oh gosh, we do a lot of stuff, man. It gets extensive. It gets extensive.
Yeah, no doubt. So with agents, what we want to do is try to find other avenues for business because the world evolves so quickly. And, I know recently there was a lot of turmoil with what Zillow's doing. I've never really worried what Zillow was doing. I just did my own business. And I think one of the key fundamentals to that business is, building bridges to other people and networking. That has always been the core of my business. And Will, talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing out there and how what you're doing and what you're sharing with Jason and I for the past couple of weeks is helping agents and how it's helping agents, generate more revenue, generate more sales, and potentially other revenue streams.
Hey, John, thanks. Hey, I'm Will Wright, everyone. And as John mentioned, I've been with this phenomenal platform the last 4 years by the name of Financial Education Services. and the thing that really drew me to this opportunity 4 years ago is when I returned back from some contracting overseas and I started traveling around the country because I do a lot of public speaking and coaching and training myself, whether it be sales training or whether it be training for staff and development. The one common denominator I saw was that a lot of people had credit problems. And as we all know, if you are a real estate agent or a loan officer, if you work in that industry, I'm sure that you are accustomed to running across tons of individuals that, hey, they're in your pipeline, they want to buy, but unfortunately, they can't buy because they have credit challenges. So I can only imagine, based off my experience and my exposure in this industry throughout this country, how much potential business that you are losing on the clientele side because most people, one, aren't fully aware from a financial literacy perspective of how their credit impacts their ability to purchase a home. So this platform that I aligned myself with 4 years ago, initially, like I told you and Jason, I primarily did it because I love to help people. And I understand in America today, most people live paycheck to paycheck and they don't have the discretionary income or the savings. So if they want to purchase a home, they have to solely, in most cases, rely on their credit. And if the credit is not where it needs to be, more than likely, that potential homeowner is not going to have that opportunity to take advantage of the phenomenal home buying process. And not only does that customer or client loses out on buying a home, but you lose out, unfortunately, on a sale and commission. So as I was starting to work this program and starting to see that, in addition to helping people, by default, you can help yourself and also create another substantial income for yourself because let's be honest, we live in a capitalistic society. And when I read books by Warren Buffett and Steve Jobs, they all practice and they all preach the same thing. You need to have multiple streams of income. You can't limit yourself. So in my eyes, I was like, wow, why not have a stream of income where not only I keep my credit in the 800 club, but also help others and also get paid. So for me, it really worked threefold as far as helping others accomplish what most people dream about as far as American dream. So when you get the constant phone calls of people being able to buy a home when that wasn't even a reality a year ago or 6 months ago or 2 years ago, this platform is changing lives by the second.
Now, let me ask you something, Will. Um, so we understand. I mean, we see it out there in the news and everything else like that, and anything that we follow. If you read any, the financial newspapers or outlets, you see that there's a lot of banged up credit, and all of us in our industry, we know that there's going to be a big rate difference between somebody that's got like a 620 credit score and a 780 credit score. It's going to be couple $100 a month, so many cases. But how can agents reach out to the consumer and make a long-term plan with the consumer to be able to help them through that particular situation? Because I work with, I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years. I've worked with people that, we had to work with them for 6 months to get their credit up and so much. But how can they create a flow of business in their real estate business from helping them down this other particular avenue or pointing them down the right directions?
Well, John, I'm glad you asked that question because within the protection plan, you have several tools, the debt zero and also the positive credit builder that the clients can enroll themselves in. And quite frankly, once they put their current debt and interest rates and how much money their income is, it really generates that for them. And the referring agent will also have a platform to be able to track these individuals. Because let's be honest, when most people find out that they're not going to qualify, a lot of them just disappear. They fall off the radar. You can tell them for the most part what to do as far as secure credit cards, pay down debt, pay down credit cards. But most people, once they hear that I'm not going to be able to purchase a home, they just fall off the map. So the mere fact that there's a platform now that you can plug them into and also follow up and drip on them and ensure that they're in alignment with that process and that program, to me, that's phenomenal because that's less legwork that you have to do. And you can focus on your low-hanging fruit while over the next 3 months, 6 months, that individual starts to repair their credit where they can be in a position to buy and hopefully maximize the program where they can get the lowest interest rate versus just creeping in and barely qualifying.
Understood. So, Jason, well, you and I were talking about, over the past week about the advantages of doing this and this is what really interested me. And, hopefully what I'm about to say, and hopefully you can expand upon it, our agent friends out there, our entrepreneur friends out there are gonna be able to see the vision that I see is we're always looking for business. We're always looking for, like you said, Will, revenue streams, things like that. I'm looking for pieces or parallels to my existing business that I can add to my portfolio of tools. Now, what I see from a high level is a whole nother market to be able to advertise, and through the demographics choices and exclusions through social media, you can now start to define particular advertising to these people and build up that whole pipeline of people that you're nurturing for sales. So this isn't something that's going to happen today, like I mentioned earlier. It's something that you're building for 6 months to a year down the road, and then all of a sudden the levee breaks and you're extremely busy. But it also opens up the door, again, because it's a network business, to be talking to your mortgage person, to be talking to that car finance guy that to be talking to that financial advisor that Now there's a service that you can offer or point people to, and you can basically hold their hand through it and become friends with them, because the more belly to belly we are with people, the more successful we're going to make our real estate business. And the more value that you bring, the more that people are going to like and trust and refer their friends to you. Jason, what do you think how agents can actually utilize this?
Well, one thing for me that I've always doing is a lot of guys that really know me know that I'm cheap. I'm always trying to maximize every dollar I spend. So what I was really looking for when I first started talking to Will and we first started talking about this was, Facebook leads right now. My team is using conversion, and conversion converts like crazy. But here's the thing, we get 100 leads, right? We get 100 leads from conversion, and let's say, sometimes, let's just say we're spending $1 a piece to make math like pretty easy. So we got 100 leads for $100. Well, out of those 100 leads, realistically, maybe we get 20 of them on the reasonable amount of time, right? Then out of that 20, maybe you got 1 or 2 that can actually go out and purchase a house today. Now, 20 out of those 100 might want to purchase a house, but you can take the husband and wife and you can add their credit scores together and they still can't qualify for one, or sometimes they're just a little bit off. They need that 620 to get that FHA loan, or 640 to get an FHA loan, but they're at a 610 today. They got a couple old credit cards, and they don't have to do much. So what I was really looking at it for is I wanted to be able to maximize those advertising dollars that I was already spending, because here's the thing, you can spend $1,000 a month on Facebook ads, but if you're not converting them, you're going to make $0 and you're going to get burnt out. You're going to run out of money eventually. But if we can spend a few $100s a week, convert the one or two low hanging fruit, then every week put one or two or three or five potential buyers that are close, you know what I mean? That are just close, that need 20 extra points, or they need 50 extra points. They're not a sale today, but they're a sale probably 3 to 6 months from now. So that was what I was looking at it with John too, and with their payment structure and everything. Gosh, if you spent $1,000 on leads a month, for example, so you got roughly, just say 1,000 leads at $1 a piece. If you could put 10 of those leads into your credit repair system for future business, plus, getting 2 or 3 low-hanging fruit deals, man, not only did you pay for all of your marketing expenses, that was a good month, with some residual income. That's kind of how I was looking at it. What can I do with the 98% of leads I'm getting that can't qualify to buy a house today?
You know what? That is kind of exactly the same way I was looking at it too. Is the nurturing process of this business is where there's so much money to be made, because Will, you might be able to answer this. I don't know if you know the exact percentages, but I know it's a large percentage of people that have banged up credit, right? Or people that are renting because they don't think that they can buy. So now all of a sudden that opens up that whole segment, right? But as you're bringing this pool of people in who were previously unable to do anything, or they were just slightly, far apart on their DTI, and increasing their rate is going to open up that DTI a little bit, debt to income ratio for the mortgage qualification. It just brings you this whole nurture pool of people that you're nurturing. And it's not like you're dealing with them every day. It's not like you're dealing with them for hours a day. You just show them the way. You stay in touch through your CRM or phone call or whatnot, like you normally would. Okay. With the nurtures that you're getting through your online leads or your networking leads, however you get your leads. Now you get this whole pool of people over here. And in your CRM, you can even tag them as, repair or future or whatever you want to do. Now all of a sudden you got this whole big pool that you're building. So it's a refinement process, this whole game. And I like to, when I'm teaching and I'm coaching, I always say it like this. If you're driving down the highway and you see them and they're cutting down, they're widening the highway, and you got this big cliff, they're taking that cliff, you got the big boulders. Now they're putting the big boulders into a machine, and it's refining them. And then that goes into another machine and it refines it. Before you know, what happens is at the end of all that, you get like 3/4 inch crushed stone. Some you get, 1.5 inch crushed stone. You get in all this stuff. It's a continual refinement process, and your funnel should have a refinement process in it. So while you're getting all these online leads, now follow me with this, Jason, you get 1,000 online leads throughout the year. You're going to convert on average, let's say 5% for easy math, there's 50, right? But what if you get a whole bunch of that's one funnel. What if you have this whole another funnel over here, and you put 500 in there, and you convert 5% of those, or you're able to get them to purchase a house? Now you're talking about 25. So the way to really increase your business is either spend more at what you're doing and you know that it works, or create additional funnels, nurture funnels that are all going to come out at the end and make more.
John, I think that what, we really need to ask ourselves as agents, what if we could get one extra deal a month, not spending any more extra time or any more extra money? What if we get one extra deal a month? What would that do for our business and our lives? And I think that this is the product that can help us do that. And it already fits in with what we're already talking about and what we're already doing every day, And that's something I've looked at anytime I've tried to add like another revenue stream to my life or career or whatever. I've looked for things that fit in with what I'm already doing. You know what I mean? And that's how this was for me. It just automatically fit in with what I was already doing and what my team was already doing.
Yeah, parallels. You got to have parallels. Will, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
All right. Let me. Why don't you touch on that question? I mean, how many people out there in this country, have less than perfect credit?
Well, the last time I checked, and this number changes daily because the millennials now are becoming the dominant group in society, and I can tell you just off of them alone, 7 out of 10, they're looking at about 599 or below. But the last statistics that came from the credit bureaus, we were looking at roughly, if we're looking at 600 and below, we're looking at roughly almost 200 million people, which that's a lot of people in the great US of A that have credit challenges. And based off, because I keep my own internal statistics, everything that you all just said is 100% spot on. But the number one reason why a lot of people think they can't buy, it's not even because of DTI. It always, in my experience, boils down to credit. So one thing that I've done with the weekly workshops, the online workshops, is focus on the credit, helping people understand the credit. And then once they have a full understanding of the credit, because everybody, let's just be honest, everybody wants to own a house. A lot of people are afraid of owning a house because of all of the sustainment, the maintenance, the taxes, everything that comes with it. But once you assure them of how that's taken care of, that can really truly be resolved. But the number one thing, based off my experience with and I get tons of people, once they get their credit fixed, not only do they come, of course, and thank me, but they bring their family members, their friends, they bring everybody within their circle and start telling them that, look, you can buy a house. So indirectly, that now has become an indirect sales force. And a lot of times these guys don't even have realtors because they are so afraid to step out on faith and say, look, I need you to help me put together a roadmap for success. So I think we definitely can leverage this because it's so much low-hanging fruit out there that even with all of the CRM and all the different marketing tools, that's not even capturing a lot of these people. So if we can continue to bring this to fruition and expose this platform, I'm telling you, you will see a significant increase in your sales and your pipeline of potential sales.
I get you. So, I mean, I definitely see the value in it, and I wouldn't put my name to it. And I know Jason wouldn't put his name to it if he didn't see the value in it. That's for sure. We spend a lot of time vetting and talking with different people, and probably about 9.9 out of 10 of them just don't make it to the show.
Hey, let's talk about this because this is one of my big questions. When I first talked with Will and me and you first started talking about this, I was like, dude, I don't need another job. Man, I'm selling real estate. I got my little buying and selling stuff going on. I got all this stuff going on. Then I'm a real estate agent. I'm training my team and all this stuff. I said, and this is what I told Will, our first conversation. I said, Will, dude, I don't need another job, man. But this isn't another job. This is something, we're not actually going out there and fixing their credit. They're plugged into the system and the system fixes their credit. Can you explain that, Will, and tell people how easy it is to get a new person set up?
Well, let me tell you like this. We're seeing a sudden influx of real estate agents. And once they realized they weren't the ones fixing the credit, it was like, guess what? I can fill your pipeline all day with people that need the credit repair program. So with that being said, the company in Farmington Hills, Michigan, they have a massive customer support system to repair the credit. All we do is just put the people in the pipeline and let them repair the credit. And once people see that, and it's like, oh my, I didn't know this. I thought that I had to fix the credit. No, you as the individual don't fix the credit. The customer gets their own. They get their own platform. They get their own where they can log in, their own back office where they can see the process from start to finish. So as a real estate agent, essentially all you do is you put your client in the program and you can go in and see where you can actually have visibility on the process and the progress. of your client. So that's why to me it was so user friendly, because I was like, wow, I was just like you when it was brought to my attention 4 years ago. I was like, look, I have so much going on. I have several businesses. I'm doing X, Y, Z. And then once I saw how easy it was, and then of course when I started seeing all those comma checks every Thursday, it became more and more impressionable as to, okay, I'm helping all these people, but I'm also getting a very lucrative paycheck out the ordeal as well. And I don't have to incur all the expenses and the overhead of doing so. So it was like a win-win. So I think more and more people in the real estate industry and in the mortgage industry and the car industry, because since your business is predicated on sales and commission, they're seeing the value twofold. I can make additional income, but I can also build my primary, whether it's real estate, mortgages, the car industry, and get more sales on the board.
For me, I'll tell you this. Me and you were talking, and I told you, I said, dude, I haven't even had a credit card since 2007, and we don't have time for me to tell my whole 2007 world going away story, but I haven't had a credit card since 2007. I haven't applied for a bank mortgage. I haven't really done nothing. If I paid cash for everything, and I'm fortunate that I've been able to do that. And I told Will, I said, hey, you know what? I pulled my credit. I joined the program. I pulled my credit, and I seen that I had 2 items that were reporting my credit from about 4 years ago. I said, man, I don't know what these things are. I had some inquiries that were kind of strange because I hadn't applied for anything. And actually, I had 22 inquiries, and I have not applied for a credit card or anything, God, in years. And I went through, I put all my information in it. It said I had a 577 credit score. I had to upload some identification documents. And dude, I sent out the letters. I mean, all this stuff happened within a matter of a couple of hours from me joining the program. They've sent out letters that are disputing those items that I say are not mine. I got a pretty common name. If you guys haven't realized it, I think there's like 3 Jason Morrises and real estate agents that really work. And all 3 of us used to work at the same real estate franchise, which even made it more confusing. So I had these derogatories on my credit. I logged in, played around with the system, verified my identity, and really I got like 20 minutes total in disputing those items. And now we're just kind of waiting for them to pop up off my credit. But also it's walking me through what I need to do to actually build credit. Because I want that 800. I want to be like Will. I want that 800 credit score, man. But as of right now in my life, I've just paid cash for everything. But that limits you too. Instead of me going and buying a new car, I should be financing that new car and saving my cash to put into another real estate deal or something. So the process is just really, really easy. There's no back office work for us to do. Basically, we only handle front office, which is basically handing them a link and saying, hey, this is where you need to sign up. And that's really it, isn't it?
You're correct, Jason. Essentially, that's it. Make sure they submit their verification documents, because in the beginning, that was the problem I was having, because we think people have the common sense, but sometimes you got to realize a lot of people, the reason why they're in the situation they're in is because they didn't utilize proper common sense. And then we have some people that just went through bad situations. So you really have to ensure when you talk to them, submit your verification documents, because identity theft is really running rampant throughout this country. So we need to ensure that that's the individual whose credit we're going to restore, and those are the accounts that they won't take it off.
Yeah, you know what? Jason hit on something, and Will just confirmed it. And this is what I think is really cool about this whole thing is, you can add this to your signature line. You can add this on your website. You can add this on your social media or whatnot, because you're given a pretty cool website where they can go in and log in. There's a lot of I've been going through it, mining right through the whole thing. There's a lot of information on bettering yourself. There's a lot of information on what they need to do, and the services that they offer are so amazing. That it's really easy to say, here, sign up for this, make sure you do your docs. Really simple. really simple. You create a system, you create a process, just like we do with closings or under contracts. You create a system, and you just follow up with the person once or twice, which you should be doing anyways. And that nurturing activity brings them, to the promised land. But let's touch real quickly, Will, to the people that are listening. What can an agent do? I mean, obviously the agent can just refer people. So there's multiple things, and that's what I liked about this. They can just refer people to, a site like Jason's, mine, or yours, where they can start the whole credit repair process, or they can actually become, sign up to be that particular person and actually earn a commission on it. And just like profit share, revenue share that we see some of the large companies doing now, the large franchises in real estate, they're able to help build a team. And if they build a team, they, just like with revenue share or profit share, they're able to benefit from that, right?
You're 100% spot on. Like I mentioned earlier, this platform, this business model, it has been unbelievable to be able to plug into a platform like this. And it's a similar business model, almost like Keller Williams with the profit sharing and things of that magnitude. But when you can go out and find people, entrepreneurs, real estate agents, insurance, anybody pretty much that understands entrepreneurship or that has done sales, or they really love commission-based opportunities. Well, you can go out and find these type of individuals, and they take the bull by the horn and go out and just build these massive teams. It really just brings you a very large income that it's like, wow, I'm not doing a lot of work, but when you're seeing checks every week, 8,000, 10,000, 11,000, it's like, where has this been my entire life? Because up until this point, everything I had done, for the most part, I generated income based off my own efforts. So it just blew me away that something of this magnitude would generate that type of income. But then on the flip side, knowing that it's a definitive need in our community, and this is a $6 billion industry, it really didn't make me feel a way of, wow, that a lot of people don't need this opportunity, because I got people leaving the real estate industry doing this full time. We just had a guy in Maryland sell his Remax brokerage, and he's doing this full time because he said he got tired of every year going through the whole transaction process and then starting back at zero. He just wanted something with a residual component. So this met each block of what he was looking for as far as income, residual, financial independence, stability, and also just spending time with his family. So, this opportunity, the great thing about it, Jason, John, and who's ever listening, a lot of people don't really know about it. And it's really still a ground floor opportunity, getting great results. So with that being said, I tell people, when you get an opportunity like this, you got to seize the moment.
You know what? You said my favorite word a minute ago, my second favorite word. My first favorite word is bacon, but you said my second favorite word, which is residual. And I mean, I consider myself a serial entrepreneur. I know from talking with Jason and seeing what he's doing, he's also a serial entrepreneur. There's no punching the clocks here. I work from home. I run several businesses or several different things. And building that, I'm already managing people and coaching people. So to add something that would give me a residual source, to me, is huge. And really, that's what interested me. I can add this to my portfolio of services that I'm already offering our clients. I can start to digitally market to a new segment of audience, right, to nurture them to future business. I can network with the people I'm already networking with, car salesmen and finance people and mortgage people, to add this to the service, and then get all those people that weren't qualified, help them get to the promised land. And then, I'm already managing people under me, manage a few people, and now all of a sudden I'm getting a residual. You know what? 8,000, 10,000, that's a huge number, and it takes, and I'm going to be honest, it does take a little bit of effort to get there. But I'm talking, if I can help my clients, and at the end of the month, I'm getting an extra $1,000 from it on a residual basis. To me, that's huge. To me, and that's reality right there. The 8,000, yes, you can go for it. What's that?
Yeah, that covers your Facebook ads, man. It covers your marketing.
It
It
does.
covers, gosh, ZBuyer has buyer leads now, man. That covers your ZBuyer, your
Yeah.
ZBuyer membership. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I see how it all works together. And my goal when I started More GCI really was to get agents to look at their business through an entrepreneur's eyes as a business manager, as the CEO. And, if you Amazon just bought Whole Foods, you know what I mean? Why did Amazon buy Whole Foods? Now they're going to be able to mine the data of what clients really like. They're going to be able to bring those products to people in real time. You're going to be able to get that through Amazon Prime. You're going to be able to have Whole Foods delivered to your home, maybe minus the salad. They're going to use the drone for that. But why? Why did somebody so mammoth buy somebody so mammoth? It's not because they needed the money. It's because it betters their service, and they're looking at what does the consumer want or need, and we have to look at that too. What services do we have? We align parallels with a good mortgage person, a good home inspector, appraisers, title companies, all that stuff. It might as well. This is just one other tool in your tool bag to be able to get more real estate business, and that's the end goal: get more real estate business. But you've got a side hustle going on at the same time that's going to build a residual for you. I just thought it was so neat and such a wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely, John. Absolutely. And it's great that you have the foresight to see this, because honestly, I walked into this 4 years ago, just coming in saying this is another resource to help people. And then after that, I was like, wow. When I started seeing all the people, just my family, my mother, her credit score went from a 580 to a 769 in 2 months. She had a voluntary repo removed. So just to say, in my mind, look, I can finally get my family out of my pockets and start helping them on the right financial track. To me, that was priceless in itself. Just to see the immediate result of impacting people close to you, family, friends, relatives, whatever the case may be, and seeing the results they got and how it changed their outlook on their consumer spending and their saving and their investing and their DTI. It just, to me, it was just a blessing in disguise at that time.
Yeah, no doubt. So I see the advantages here, just with the credit repair, but you offer a lot of different things. One of the things that you shared with us is when as you hit particular levels or time frames within the business, the company's offering you life insurance and just some of the wonderful benefits like that I thought were amazing. And I'm not talking about selling life insurance. I'm talking about you build this company under you a little bit, and the company is going to give you life insurance, which I thought was a huge benefit. I have never seen that before from a system like this. But the products that you can offer to the consumer, like the secured credit card and all these other things. And again, you're not out there hawking this stuff. You're just turning them on to the website, and they pick and choose what they want, what they need, with a little bit of guidance from you.
Absolutely, John. Like Jason mentioned earlier, I do a ton of Facebook ads, radio advertising, and the people that reach out, the volume monthly, I'm probably seeing anywhere from 5 to 10,000 people reaching out. And out of those 5 to 10,000, that pipeline is tremendous. We're probably closing 20% right off the initial response. And then over a week or a month, that residual of people, they're coming in once they receive their money or the income needed to pay for the program, they're coming in making sure that they get their services as well. So, and then of course they're becoming an indirect sales force because they're going and telling their friends and their family members, like, look, I got a resource right now that can really help you, because again, we all know if you don't have thousands of dollars in your bank account, the only thing you can rely on at that point is your credit to get access to lending and financing and things of that magnitude. So if people don't have that, which we know that most people in America aren't resourceful because a lot of people unfortunately are living paycheck to paycheck, then we now have given them a resource and a tool that can help them overcome the financial decisions within their own personal household.
I got you. So I think we should start wrapping it up because I think we're approaching about an hour, maybe just a little, no, about 41 minutes. And we got a Facebook Live into Jason's group, and we also have it on Zoom here. I posted a link on both places so people can check out the system. They can hit up Jason, me, or you, Will, with any kind of questions or whatnot. But I just, like I said, I see a fantastic opportunity here to build an additional revenue stream. I see a fantastic opportunity here to enhance our real estate business by helping other people in the segmented audiences that we may not have been going after. And, if you're new in the business, Jason and I work with a lot of new people. They're asking, hey, how can I get started? How can you get started? This is a perfect example. Start networking with all the mortgage people in the area saying, hey, do you have anybody that has banged up credit? I'd love to help them. And now all of a sudden you're in direct contact with that person and you're building that nurture.
Ask for their turn downs.
Exactly. The mortgage, your auto people too. And then now all of a sudden you're talking to the auto person saying, hey, listen, why don't you sign up for it and then sign up your people under it? Now all of a sudden you're starting to build a network of people under you. People are always looking for, hey, how can I have a side hustle? How can I make, an extra $1,000 a month? Perfect example.
No, you're 100% spot on. And the great thing about this platform is networking. 3 years ago, I met this broker that had bad credit, and I hired him as my investment funds guy. And quite frankly, he created a multi-million-dollar portfolio for some things that I was unaware of, but that was his expertise. And I invested in it. And lo and behold, because of this opportunity and because it just segues to so many other avenues, and you meet so many other people, you really create a power network of people. Because don't be fooled. People that make a lot of money, a lot of them have bad credit. I have friends that are NBA players, NFL, celebrities. Guess what? A lot of them got bad credit because they operate more so in cash versus credit. So it'll just align you with so many people that can help you build your network and your pipeline in ways unimaginable.
Here's something interesting. I was listening to an audiobook recently, and the person he started a company that's worth like $800 million now. And what he said something that you just touched on. There's a lot of people that when they hit Powerball, when they hit the NFL players or something, or NBA players, and they get all this money and they lose it all, it's because they have no financial literacy.
Correct.
Right. So, but what you're doing with good credit is, or monitoring your credit or taking a look at your credit, is you're building financial literacy. So when you do get that money, and here's something great too. My best friend, went through a horrible divorce a few years ago. Horrible divorce, and he couldn't even get like a $1,000 card. This is like 5 years ago. Well, he's been working his tail off, building his company and everything else like that. He looked at me and laughed the other day. He said, I just got approved for a $50,000 credit card with Capital One. They sent it to me in the mail. And I said, I might as well grab that and just put it in the safe. Never know when I might need $50,000. You're not going to get that with a 599 credit score.
Not even remotely. You'll get laughed at. You won't even get a Toys R Us in-store card to buy a Barbie doll house. It's not going to
happen. There's truth to that. So understand your credit, build financial literacy. I mean, look at it this way, right? We're realtors, a lot of us in this, on this call. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. And I know I'm probably going to get some hate mail from it, but that's fine because I get it all day long. There is a negative depiction of us out there in society that we're money grubbers and we just want the quick sale, and we're one step above a used car salesman, if you would. And by being professional, by bringing value, by carrying yourself on a higher level, you actually can change that perception. Correct. And when I look at my financial advisor or my mortgage guy, and they're always showing up and they're always dressed, no matter, even if we go out for dinner, they're always dressed to the nines. They're always got at least a button-down shirt on, half the time a blazer on. You look at that person and they look successful and they look like a professional. And I know when I sit down with either one of these people, when they talk to me, they're talking to me like an educated professional. So when I'm able to sit down with a consumer and say, hey, listen, I would love to help you guys, but your credit's a little bit banged up right now. Why don't we make a 6-month plan, get you on the system, and then let's revisit in 6 months, get your credit score up so we can get you that mortgage, so we can get you into that dream house. So I see exactly working in this particular field, and that's why, you know, we gravitated towards it. Is it is adding, I think, a really awesome opportunity to our toolbox to help consumers, and at the same time build a little side thing.
You are 100% spot on, my friend.
Yeah. So listen, I welcome Jason. Do you have any final thoughts or any final words?
No, man, I think you guys covered it all. You know, that was the thing for me, was I was looking for something to do with that 98% of the leads I was getting that were poor, or they wanted to buy but just didn't. I was talking about the quality of the lead being poor, not the person typically. But you know, so that was really what I was looking for when I joined, and it's so far, I mean, even with me fixing my own credit and working on my own credit and trying to get approved for a card I can get a baby doll house with, you know, it's been an easy process. So, but
Yeah,
but
I
that's
think
it.
so.
Yeah, I think it's an easy process, even if you're doing it for yourself.
One thing Will touched on, and he mentioned the word millennial, and they are, you know, going to be the largest buying pool over the next, you know, 20 years, as I hate to say it and sound morbid, but as the baby boomers start to depreciate, if you would, or fade out, the millennials are the next largest crowd. And I was reading something last week or the week before in one of the groups where I don't know if it was the California Association or if it was like a finance authority of California, but they want to bring back the 1% down for the millennial home buyer because the price of housing is too much. So here you are, you get these millennials that, you know, are growing up with parents like me, right? That, you know, I'm kind of a little wild, I guess. May not have taught the proper literacy for finances to my children. Credit is, you know, often easy to get and then very easy to abuse. Next thing you know, you're screwed for the next 10 years. But by getting into that whole segmented audience of the millennials, and if you look at what's going on, they're making mortgages easier to get again and bringing back the 1% down payment programs with grants and everything else like that. I see it as a perfect segue to be able to communicate with these people and enhance your life and enhance their life. And my goal in life has always been help as many people as I can, not for the money, help as many people as I can, and the money will come at the end.
That's true. Correct.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to answer one question that somebody had posted on the Zoom. And, you know, Will, any final things to say?
Final things I would like to say is that, look, if you're a realtor and you're in this business, I would definitely add this opportunity and assortment of services to my portfolio because it can help you in so many ways unimaginable because, you know, I really understand the real estate game. Everyone in real estate doesn't sell houses. It's like what, 20% make 80% of the money. In most cases, in some markets, is lower than that. So because you're going around building leads of people. It's not because of lack of effort, but if you're getting tons of leads of people that aren't qualifying, then quite frankly, where are you going to generate the income from? So why not add it to your portfolio, leverage it to help those that need it, and also on the back end help yourself build another strong substantial income over time. Residual doesn't hurt anybody. So great platform, great services, great income, great networking, great people, great professionals. So it can only enhance what you already have. That's all I got, John.
All right. Well, hey, let's wrap it up. I think it's a wonderful opportunity.
Let David
And
know it doesn't interfere with real estate law.
no, I'm responding to that right now. And yeah, one of the questions, just so everybody on Facebook knows, somebody asked a question. Do y'all refer to this company or do you work for them as an agent? Does it interfere with real estate law? No, you work as an independent agent, okay? Just like you would in real estate per se. It doesn't interfere with real estate law. And basically what you do is you can refer people to the site, okay? Or if you sign up as an agent, the system's going to remind them to do the thing. Plus the company has support and training and everything else like that. And then also when you sign up as an agent, you're going to have access to me, to Jason, and to Will, 3 people who all in our own little worlds have done extremely well, have built multiple revenue streams, and are just doing the real entrepreneurial dream. So if there's any questions, feel free to reach out to Jason. Jason, what's your email?
Jason Morris, Myrtle Beach at gmail.com.
Excellent. Will, what's your email?
willwright30@gmail.com.
All right. And I'm real easy. info@johnmrealty.com. And that's it. Any questions, reach out to any one of us, and we've been more than happy to help you through it.
All right, guys. It was a pleasure as always.
All righty, y'all.
Y'all have a great day.
Thank y'all.